wanted to go over the infrastructure as code example in the Udacity video files, and it's pretty straightforward, especially now that they've got the solution up there. However, I spend a few days troubleshooting some of the issues around keys, usernames, database name, and the TCP/IP connection that were really frustrating. So if you're having problems, especially connecting to the database, I suggest that you watch this because it's going to save you a lot of time. Anyways, what I want to do now is just share my screen here. So what we're going to do here is just look at this solution to start with. So this is the actual solution. So you'd obviously import pandas, you'd import Boto 3, which is the client software, and you also need JSON here. It says make sure you have an AWS secret and access key. If you don't have one, you need to go set that up. And there are video lessons and previous slides on that, on how to do that. But if you're not sure, just DM me and I'll point you in the right direction. So we're going to load that file. This imports the config parser, and that's what it's going to look like. It's going to spit out this DF at the end. You're going to create some clients, pretty straightforward, and you're just going to run that client and make sure that you actually have access to S3. So this is running on an EC2 instance. So you're talking between the EC2 world and Redshift. So that just kind of demonstrates that you're actually doing something over there. Now you're going to create an IAM role. This is who is going to actually be accessing the database. Now I've done this a few times, and you can keep on going back and deleting this role, or you can run the code at the bottom here. But bottom line is I didn't. It says that it already exists. It's not a big deal. It just sets up an Amazon resource node for you. There it is there. You're going to need this. And then what you do is you go ahead and you create the cluster, and you describe the cluster. When it's finally got its endpoint, you know it's actually up and running. You need to know that endpoint and that ARN. You just pop those in there, and then you need to open a TCP IP port. And it looks good. It will look good. And then you need to make sure you can connect to the database. And that's pretty straightforward. You just load the SQL and off you go. Now, if it doesn't work, before you get too frustrated, it'll time out here. What you need to do is go to Redshift. And so we're at the clusters, right? So, we've got this cluster running. The release status is up to date. The cluster status is healthy, all good. But you're having problems with security. So, that's why you can't get at this connection. So you go up here to security and think, well, let's look at that. There is no security. You go to the EC2 console. Go to the EC2 console. It'll bring up this. And what I want you to do is click on this, go to Actions, and it's going to go Edit Inbound Rules. Now you can see there's two rules here. When you get yours, you're only going to have this rule. I added a rule. All right. And I put in this one. And so the way that works is you say all traffic. You say anywhere. Say anywhere. That's fine over there. The port range is all ports. Good. Okay, I don't want to add the same rule I already had there, so I'm just going to cancel. Now, let's just go back there and look and see what that looks like anyways. And there it is. So this changes actually. So that's what means anywhere, all traffic. Okay, now what I did actually is I was so frustrated with that, I went back and changed all of them. And I have a So, you know, this is for Redshift, obviously, but also for Postgres. So we're going to be dealing with Postgres. I just didn't want to deal with this again. So you can see that I have this rule in here for all traffic. That's what this ::0 means. That's all traffic, right? And then the same on this one. Actions, edit inbound rules, same thing. And then on this launch wizard too. So that they happen to have a couple launch wizards. I don't know why. But again, I'm just not taking any chances. So if you do that, you'll actually, you know, we'll be able to, sorry, I guess I get on the right one. You will be able to connect. It'll come back like this. Then after you're done, you can run this and it will tell you what actually is in this cluster that you're deleting. So lots of good information there. And then you can just run that and it will tell you again what's going on with that cluster. And then if you want to get rid of the IAM roles and the name, the policy R, just do that, okay? And then you're done. So anyways, that's all I really have to add today, but it should save you some time if you do have some problems with connecting to the database on Redshift and using infrastructure as code. Hopefully that'll keep you out of trouble. Anyways, DM me if you want to talk one-on-one. Look forward to helping out in the near future. Bye now.